Alrighty, hola. Incredible greetings. Alrighty, let's share. I'm frustrated. Um, so just waiting for people to come on. Okay. Hola, hola, hola. Incredible greetings. I'm having issues over here. Select Studio for some reason won't bring up my edit points. So I got to shut everything down to boot it back up because for some reason it's not giving me the options for my edit points, and that's not cool. How are you guys doing? Did you come in? Drop a hey, how you doing? Incredible afternoon from Flint, Michigan. How art thou? I'm sitting up here waiting on shirts. I have been refreshing this link for forever and a day because I'm waiting on a shirt delivery. I'm like, normally my FedEx person would be here by now, but I thought that it would get, like, if I did, like, to a UPS store, that I would get it faster, but that's not proving to be true. So I'm a little perturbed because it's not there yet. And I'm supposed to take MJ to a football game, but I can't go if these shirts are not done. So I need these shirts. Luckily, they're DTF and it's 25, 26 shirts. So hopefully, I can get them all done. Once they tell me that the shirts are there, I will turn my heat press on, run and go get the shirts. That way it's ready to go when I get back and I can press. but I literally keep refreshing this darn, what is this thing called? This tracking number. Keep refreshing the tracking number. It's like the worst to wait for deliveries. Why couldn't I just know how to sew and just sew my own shirts? Thou art blessed and highly favored. I'm a little frustrated. So right now, asking how I am, I'm a little stressed, a little frustrated. I need these shirts to get here. I actually have 2 different orders. Well, one of them, I mean, I'm trying to get the bulk of it done now so she can start decorating, and then the banner prints, do those because I have to do those on the roll-in. I have to pull that. It's like a whole lot of. So I'm trying to remain calm and get all this stuff like done, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of frustrating. Crowns for Pastor 11. Hola, blessed by the best. Vanessa, how art thou? Welcome, welcome, welcome. The joys of entrepreneurship, I tell you. Yes. Pop out examples. Now I got to go through and save all this stuff. So I can shut down video because for some reason, edit points, I can't get them to come up. So had to shut everything down, and now, yeah. I pray I make it too, child, because honey. It's like honey. I just keep refreshing it. I'm like, just need to see it. Just check delivered. Delivered. Come on. I had my print and cut workshop last night, which did throw me a little bit off from like finishing up this. So it's like, how can I say it? It's gonna come to me in 2.5 seconds. I promise you it is. It's literally slipping my mind. Oh God, what I was about to say. It threw me off. And then when I got to class, like, I made a mistake and I forgot to put the link because this is my first time doing like a subscription base where it's not like a set time frame. Well, not say set time, that's the wrong way to say it. So like I've done like, subscriptions, like monthly fees, or like they'll pay 3 months, but we had sessions every single week of that month. So I would schedule out everything and I for that month, and I would put the schedule because they paid for that month. So they can attend all of the sessions in that. Well, with the print and cut one, it is once a month, which means I can't just put all of the Zoom links. They have to go up one by one closer to the actual date so that those who are not paying for it, they don't get access to it. Well, I forgot about that. And so we ended up starting late and it ran late. And then for some reason, Imani couldn't go to sleep. So then I had to go in there and I fell asleep in his, everything just like threw me off. And then MJ's freaking PE teacher was giving them Fs for not bringing in like weird stuff. So he had to have a lock, even though they're not using the lock. So having to run out to get that because today they had a pep rally. I was ordering it from Amazon. That's supposed to be here. It's not here. I thought it would have gotten here like before he went to that class, and that's not here. But they have a pep rally today, which means all of their classes were shifted. So he went to PE early. And so I had to rush out to go get him a lock so that he does not get an F and can maintain his honor roll. The way I would have been pissed if my child did not make principal honor roll because of a lock, the things that they give grades out for, it makes no sense. I can understand that maybe being extra credit, but that being the grade is crazy work. Crazy work. So yeah, now my day is just like thrown off big time. And I have 2 orders to do. It is not easy. I'm telling you now. It is not easy running technically what I consider to be three different businesses. So it requires a different train of thought for each one. So trying to keep up with all of the tasks for each business is really, really, really hard. I want to eliminate some stuff so bad, but people won't let me. Okay, so thank you for the question because I was like, well, I was babbling. Okay, question. I have the Cameo 4. Which version is the best? Because mine keeps glitching and shutting down. So because you have the 4, I can't really say which one is best because I don't go through all of the versions. If it ain't broke, don't fix it is kind of my motto. I use version 4.3.370 for a really, really long time. And I guess I'll go screen share. So y'all just not looking at me. Okay, there we go. So, like I was saying, I use 4.3.370. Oh, so what the heck? For a really long time. The only reason why I switched to 4.5 and started to play around with that was because I knew that I had all of these silhouette classes coming up, and there would be people who had the Cameo 5. And so I wanted to be able to show certain things on that, and you had to have at least version 4.5 for that. Only reason why I switched to version 4.5. A lot of the versions, like 4.5 versions, they have glitches within them. The other thing, though, is it may not be Silhouette Studio. It could very well be your computer. I don't know, how well your graphics card is, how well your memory is, as far as your your memory, and then your storage or hard drive space, because once that gets too full, it'll cause it to be glitchy as well. But usually the main culprit is your graphics card and your memory, i.e., hold on, how well can it process, all of those different tabs and things being open. If you switch to other versions and it's still doing that, it's probably your computer. And you'll have to see if you can get certain things expanded or get it upgraded. Do you know which version you are currently on? If you go to, I'm not sure if you're at the computer now, but if you go to help, and then about, it'll tell you the version that you're actually on. But you know what? I just realized I never did my introduction. I just act as if everybody here just kind of knows me. But I have to think about the people who might watch this playback. Which, if I stay on until I go pick up MJ, most people won't watch this playback. So I'm not even worried about it. But I am Shakia Lavelle, also known as Shakia, the professor. More so, like, just so that those who are not in this creative space know like what type of professor. So I'm a creative professor. And basically I help creatives, crafters on their journey of just exploring, expanding their creativity in the areas of graphic designing, custom items making, whether it's t-shirts or socks or signs or party favors, whatever it is. So anything custom for keepsakes, novelty items, helping you navigate that process is what we do. And we teach it mainly online. Would love to be able to do like some in person, but people here in Miami are finicky. I wish I was in some of these other areas where people are like always doing sessions. Here, not so much. Um, but yeah, that's what we do online and like in groups. We also have an academy, and we sell sublimation ink and paper. So if any of those are interest of yours, let us know. I'm not a big fan of AI art, if you don't know that. And it's like I needed it for this because there was no way that I was going to be able to make this myself. But I'm not a big fan of AI art. It's not the clearest, it's not the sharpest to me. But yeah, I mean, I have to use it like for what I'm doing. So I wouldn't like I had the idea, but the time frame for me to try and go and do this just wasn't gonna work. I'm just not the biggest fan of AI. No, I'm at work at the moment. So when I get home, I will check and see. Thank you so much for that information. So much from you. Thank you so much for that. And you are very welcome. Version 5 is very glitchy. If you have version 5, I recommend uninstalling it and going back down to one of the other versions. Right now I'm using 4.5.791 is the version that I'm using, but it's still glitchy too. So like for some reason, I literally, as I was coming on, I had to restart Silhouette Studio because it wouldn't show the registration marks. So not registration marks, wrong thing. Edit points. The edit points panel wouldn't open up when I double click. So they all have, some issues. I have to figure out where I have 2 of these. I have one for my wrist and one that's supposed to be like right where the mouse is. And I can't find the one for the mouse. So it's always weird because I'm trying to use this for both and it's not quite working out. Let me see. Make sure that wasn't my kid. All right. So when I'm on these sessions, I'm, sometimes working. Today I'm actually working. I know some of you guys like, oh, you just like to watch me work and just kind of, I guess you're going to learn through osmosis and just seeing, because I'm not really doing like a full on tutorial or walkthrough, especially when I'm doing edit points. I'm not really explaining unless someone asks a question. But you guys are more than welcome to ask questions while I am on. This is just a Friday vibe session. And I'm hoping that I'm at a game with my kid. Later on this evening. So I'm trying to get this in now because I may not be here this evening. Said it's just like honey. Hey, welcome. hand hurts whole bad. I completely forgot to write down. I want to say this was like 0.325. I forgot to write down what the first trace was. Hey, hey, hey. Incredible greetings. Welcome, welcome. See, right now, mine is acting really, really wonky and really, really slow. So it definitely happens. Oh, and I'm also tired because my kid decided he wanted he is his mother's child. So he wanted to be a part of a discussion or debate on TikTok in regards to the Kirk situation. And I'm gonna let him do his thing because he's his mother's child. You know, he likes to debate like his mama. But I have to make sure that I also like monitor doesn't get too crazy and make people sure people in the room weren't crazy. So I was up late, up very, very late. And I'm tired too. So I'm not moving at my fullest capacity in trying to get this stuff done because your girl tired. I want to take them because this is a bigger game for their school. They don't really have a lot of good games. And I really want to see the G girls in person. I want to see the G girls in person with Tracy. So I want to go to this game, but I also rather take a nap. I'd rather take a nap, not gonna lie. All right, so I see another one here. I know you're busy, but I need some help. I'm making some fans, but I have a picture that I can't figure out if I can make it work or not. So I'm not sure. Are you asking to be able to like send it to me or email it to me? Like, you got to give me a little bit more. So I'm busy, but I mean, that's the whole purpose of me being here. So if you have questions, let me know. But I mean, I can't visualize it. So if you want to send me the picture and like what you're working on, what you've worked on already. So because I'm not sure what you mean as far as make it work. Okay, now I think we are overlapping, so we should be good. I definitely want to join the academy. We don't have a university, we have an academy, or one-on-one with you if that option is available so I can get more knowledge. Both options are available. So you can go to directly to our website and type in help in the search bar and it'll show you the one-on-one option, the one-to-one options. I will say that those sessions are most valuable when it's for a specific thing and we're working on that. If you're someone and you're like, well, I just want to learn Photoshop in general, silhouette in general, sublimation, party favors, you're not going to be able to get the full scope of things in like just one session. We'll have to go make a plan on how we want to break those sessions up, and you'll have to do multiple sessions. Each session for general type questions is currently $53.65 per hour. As long as it's not like this really strenuous like process. How can I say it? So like let's say if you want to learn all over shirts, the cost is more for that because of the steps that it takes to kind of go through all that. So the value of that. But like if you're just kind of, all right, want to go through some stuff for Photoshop, I mean, we can go through it, but it's different than being in the class because that we go through it like very, very detailed. If you're going to pay for a one-on-one, I would hope that you're paying for that not just to have me show and tell, but to actually do the things while we're in the session. So if I'm explaining it and then you're following along, that takes up time. So you're not going to be able to get through the full scope of it compared to enrolling in the Photoshop class and being able to work at your own pace. And then if need be, you can always book a one-on-one session for the areas that you were not quite sure of in that Photoshop class. Or you can kind of watch through it, take your notes, and then kind of come with your questions. Okay, let's go over this. I want to get a better understanding of this particular part. All right, cool. We can work on that. Like your one-on-one session can fill in the gaps. But I also have had sessions where, we go start to finish through through a project or through I'm not gonna say start to finish through a program. Whatever we can get done in that hour is what we get done, and then they have to just book another hour, like another session on another day. So it just depends on how much you want to invest, how much you're trying to learn, how detailed you want it to you want that to be. Some people book one-on-one sessions because although there's a class that will teach them in general, they're like, well, I want to know for this particular image, this particular design, so I want to be able to go through it step by step for that. So it's just up to you. But both options are available. Okay, so go ahead, send it, and give me as much detail as possible. Okay, so you're sending it to me just for ideas of, or a suggestion, right? Not for me to do it. You're sending it to me because you need suggestions on what you can possibly do to incorporate the picture, just to be on the safe side. just to make sure, just to clarify. All right, that took forever for this to do this. Release compound path. Why is everything moving so slow? And just let me know where you sent it, whether or not you sent it to, that looks small compared to the other one, my inbox or to email. Yo, I'm really about to freaking crash out on people. Because, actually, I'm not going to say I'll crash out. Well, no, okay, well, hold on, pause. I will crash out, not because I actually care, but the more I comment and engage with you, I get paid to be online. Okay, I get paid for content, especially when there's some really good content that it has engagement on it. So I'm going to entertain you for a little minute and go back and forth. It does bug me a little bit when people come on your post, and if you're teaching something, this is the second person who's come on there and the first person was like, I hate people that gatekeep, inbox me, I'll teach you for free, for this whole little pop-up situation. Now someone went on my post just now, all groups that show you how to create this look. And then she wrote in another comment, for free, right? So I said, is you cool? She lucky I didn't put that last part on there. Is you cool? So she put all these groups on there, right? And I'm just trying to figure out, what's your problem? Why go on someone's post and put that? If somebody's in there doing it for free, all right, cool. They don't This is a business for me. I teach people for a living. That is the business. I hate when people do that because I've been wanting to say so bad. So when you learn how to do the task, guess what? Whatever it is that you're going to make, that shirt, that tumbler, that fan, give it to your customers for free. The people that want that, give it to them for free. And I've been in some of them groups. Some of the tutorials are cool. And what also, everybody can't learn from that. Some people need more of a, like how I teach, it's making sure that you really, really understand. Everything doesn't always go perfect whenever you're doing these, like any type of design. When I'm going through it, I'm telling y'all, no bull crap. Every single time, God creates a happy accident. Because in my mind, I'm like, yep, I want to just be super perfect or whatever. And it's like, there's no such thing as perfection. And something will mess up. But it then gives me an opportunity to teach those students that's in the room or that took the class or watched the playback, hey, this is what's going to happen. Right? If you F up and you do this, this is what's going to happen. And how you correct that. No, you don't have to start all over, or yeah, you got to start over because there's no coming back from it. And I'm able to really explain those things. It's so many people that watch all these millions of videos out here about it, and they still struggle because there is a lot of missing components in these videos. And then I watch someone, I'm not going to say when, because then like, I'm not sure how many people did live videos or like tutorials within the past couple of days, but I watched someone and I'm like, they're literally showing how to do this and don't know what the hell they're doing. The final result looked like, I would say like crap, but it's like, it didn't give what it was supposed to give. Why are you moving things around so much? It's not lining up. So don't make it seem like all of the videos in these groups are just great, because some of them don't know what they're doing. And some of them are really taking the really long, like it's the long way. My whole platform is built on efficiency. I can almost guarantee you there's not too many people that teach even the Canva version how I teach it, where we ain't got to do all that extra. But when people go and they comment, oh, this person's doing it for free. All right, cool. That's cool. But why you got to come on my post doing that? Why not just make a post on the same way when there were things in groups that I was like, oh, don't do that. You know what I did? I went on my page, and I made a post about said thing. Why aren't you just making a post on your page that says, if you're interested in learning the pop-up effect, these are the groups that offer it for free. Take that over there to your page. Why come under my post? Because if you come over here under mine, I'm going to give you what you're looking for. I'm going to give you your 5 seconds of fame that you're looking for. I'm going to engage with you because I've put in the work to be paid to engage. But they pissed me the hell off. So anywho. Exactly. I do, we do. It's I do, we do, you do. But that's the model that I follow. I show it. We do it together. I'm not doing, hold on, let me come back over here. Let me come back over here real quick. I think where the issue comes in at is some people don't know the difference between somebody doing a tutorial and someone teaching a class. Those are two very, 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 very different things. I don't show and tell. If the final result ends up being show and tell, it is only because of whoever attended the live Zoom session, they decided to keep their mouths shut. Not from lack of trying from my part to say, do you have any questions? Do we need to go over anything? Do we need to repeat anything? Do you need to share your screen? I ask that, I don't know how many times per live session. It is a class. I am teaching. I encourage you to do it so that you're doing it while you're on, so that if you run into any issues, hey, I have a question. Mine didn't turn out like that. So the only time that my classes will turn into a show and tell is if the participants don't open their mouths. But I don't do tutorials. I have a class. And there's a very big difference in that. Giving the explanation, breaking it down so that they fully understand, allowing them to be able to take notes. So don't compare my hour and a half long class to these little 10-minute, 20-minute videos that's barely showing you how to do it and half of them not doing it correctly. I need for everybody that wants to harp up about somebody charging for something, do understand that there's a difference. I'm not charging somebody to go and teach them for 10 minutes. That pissed me off. But anywho, okay, so I was sending to you an email. I use remove background, put the pastor's arm in still attached to the other person. I have tried to do trace and also use edit points, but it's not working for me. If I can't use the picture, it's okay. I have others. Okay, let me see. Which email did you send it to? I have a bunch of them. Because I segment everything. Let me know which email you sent it to. So yeah, I was saying that when we first came on, that was my oversight. The way that the print and cut workshop is set up, it is a totally new process for me. And when I first did, like, all of the Zoom sessions are set. When I first did them, I actually had all of them available, like, for you to click on and register for. And then I remembered, wait, I can't do that. This is a month-to-month thing. Like, and they might choose to, end their subscription, but they would have all of the Zoom links. So I had to remove that one. And so now I have to drop the Zoom links one by one week before the class. And I completely forgot about that. So when I went in there, it wasn't on there, but some people said something and we were on maybe 10 minutes, if that, afterwards. So I quickly went and put it on there. I also sent an email with the direct link for the Zoom session. So yeah. Is that the correct one to use? I don't see an email up here. So don't put the @. Maybe it didn't show because you put the @. Just tell me the beginning part of it. Which one did you send it to? There's no one, a professor. Wait, there's only one professor. They not like you. Countless, exactly. Baby, an hour goes and can become a 4-hour class when everyone's participating. Exactly. And then if needed, I'll be like, okay, let me wrap up the class. Anybody that needs to stay afterwards, after the main, the meat and potato, if you want to stay on for me to be able to help you, all right, cool. I'm here. I just want to make sure I end it for those who might not need the extra help. So I'll end it. And I've stayed on for a very long time to make sure that people get it. So if you don't know me, don't come for me, okay? Because I'm not like the other ones. All right, I'm going to go look for it now. I'm not the face of mine to where I get on here, I talk a good game, but when you come into my classes, it's somebody else teaching. No, that's not how we roll around here. Okay, so all right, so let me see if I understand this correctly. All right. The pastor's arm is still attached to the other person. I've tried to do a trace. All right, so if I understand correctly, his arm isn't necessarily attached to another person. It's not even visible. the lady's dress and her bust is in front of him. His body is slanted. So even if you remove her dress, it's going to leave a weird indentation in his body. Now, programs like Photoshop has content aware fill, not generative fill, content aware fill. So if you were to like remove that and then you make a selection around the parts of the person's body that's still in front of him, you can do content aware fill. It will not create an arm, but it will fill in the suit. Or you can go in, remove it, content aware like the suit, and then you could use generative fill to tell it to add an arm, and it will kind of add that based off of the other arm and stuff like that. So that's not something like that's not going to be a silhouette thing to correct that and fix that, because you have to add something to it. Now, I don't know how you're planning to use it. You could also mask that area off. So if it's pop-up, the pop-up effect is masking, right? So if it was coming out of something, even if it was just like a Polaroid or a shape or something like that, think about, I believe you did take our grad master's class. So think about when we had the square boxes, right? And I put the grad in there and her back could be to the back of it. And then all you see is like the front of her, or she can be in the center. You literally could have done the same thing with this one where it's like, it's masked off, like it's behind something. Or you could put text over it. I'm not sure what it is that you're making. Did you say a fan? So you're making a fan. So you could put elements over it, whether it's a single element. I'm not sure what the theme is or what other accent elements you plan to use. You can use that to kind of strategically place that in the area where her bust is kind of still in front of his chest. You can do that. You can put words over it. You could do a fade. Well, his face is really close to the edge, so I don't know if the fade bars would work, but like in Photoshop, you could mask that off and then just have that kind of blend out and then have it blend into the background. So there are a lot of options, just not in Silhouette Studio, unless you're simply just going to mask it off by putting another element over that area or text. Hopefully that makes sense. Ow. Still not delivered. Ow, that hurt. Okay. I feel like that is way thinner than the other ones. All right, for one, let's get you closer to size. I really want to put the whole lyrics. You got one time, the second time, the boot, and I hate to say it twice, so listen up. Is you cool? Is you cool? You got one time, the second time to boot, and I hate to say it twice, so listen up. Is you cool? Okay. All right. Oh yeah. Oh, I was way off. What's this thing called? This offset was not anywhere near being close to what it needed to be. Oh, baby, that well, you know what? So this is also probably going to be a really good learning or teaching moment, right? So I want to see. And it may actually have been the right size. It's just that it was huge. So, all right, let me do this. Let's delete and then offset. Let me show you why I am the professor. So, with our academy, it's not an all inclusive and you just go on there and you get access to every single class that we have. For the most part, my teachings are a la carte classes, meaning they're all separate and individual. Some of them are, like 5-day trainings, 3-day trainings, 7-day trainings, 10-day trainings, 2-week trainings, 8-week trainings, things of that nature. Some of them are not just a single day, some have multiple days, but they are still self contained in that they are their own class. And once you purchase that class, you have lifetime access for the lifetime of that site. As long as people are still purchasing classes and I am able to pay Thinkific $125 a month, the site will exist to be able to go to the class. But I also have a fail safe for it. Now, if you do not take advantage of what that fail safe is, because I tell you when you're in the classes to make sure that you have forever access, because the other way, there's no way that those videos will ever go bye-bye unless I get banned, probably. I don't know. But there's a way for you to have forever access, no matter what. But I pray that, I'm always able to pay them folk their $125. But these are all separate classes. We have technically right now four subscription-based models. Our creative business, our creative design lounge, foam board, and the print and cut workshop. Foam board, I'm thinking about absorbing that into creative lounge, design lounge. I don't know yet. I'm still debating on that, but those are the 4 that we have. And there's a little bit foam board is just about foam board. Print and cut is just about print and cut. It's not teaching you Silhouette Studio as a whole. It's not teaching you how to, cut for HTV, or it's literally for print and cut projects. Creative business is creative business. All of the back end stuff, the things that you need for business growth, that's what's in there. We're not talking any crafting. If it's not if the design portion is not about creating thumbnails or graphics for your business, it's not taught in creative business. So I'm not teaching you how to do pop-up effects. I'm not teaching you how to do cups and stuff like that in creative business, because it is the business side of it. So you just have to decide, like, okay, am I wanting to just kind of try out a subscription because I need this information? Little word of advice though: when you enroll in the lounge or creative business, those subscriptions come with automatic discounts towards other classes. So once you're in that, you can use that an unlimited amount of times. Although it has been suggested that I only offer so many discounts per month, but baby, the logistics of setting that up, no way, no way, no way, not doing it. But you get to use a code and you can get discounts on the a la carte classes once you are in those subscription-based programs. So if you are considering like several classes, I recommend getting into one of the programs and utilizing the discount code. But our academy is not you pay this one price and you just have access, just go free, free reign. No, it's not how that part is set up. I'd rather you be really intentional and focused about what it is that you want to learn. I don't agree with, I want to learn everything. I'm not saying that you can't, but you have to pace yourself. You're not going to learn everything in a week. You're not going to learn everything in a month. You're not going to learn everything in 6 months. You're not going to learn everything in a year. You are not going to learn everything in 5 years. I am 26 years in, and I'm always learning and discovering something new. Things change. But just like overall, in all of the things that I kind of like, I now know, and all the different methods, that is years of experience, years of trial and error. So don't feel like you're rushed to learn all these things or want to stack, your academy, like stack your dashboard with all these classes that you're not going to be able to get to, especially if you are someone that's trying to learn and also operate the business. We have several students who they're not necessarily trying to be like full on in business right now. This is their training time. They're still on their job, but they want to make sure that they're able to do like we were able to do for our business. And that is, I'm going to come off of this real quick. And that is when the pandemic hit and my husband was laid off from where he worked at before at American, well, it was American Airlines Arena, for the longest time. For the most part, while he was there, I think it wasn't Kaseyasin that he was there. It was like FTX or something like that. I think it was the last name that they had. But basically for the Heat, no, that's like sports is one of those things that survives recessions because you got rich folk who always like are season ticket holders and they will still show up. You have sponsors that are still sponsoring those teams. They still gonna play. And they'll just probably, try and fill the seats by making the tickets a little bit lower, if it was like a major recession, like, and no one was coming. So that's like kind of it was a recession proof, but it was not COVID proof. But in us losing the main source of income, all of the work that I put in and knowing systems and knowing where to order, knowing websites, this, that, and the third, made it to where we did not miss a beat. And the same can happen for many others. I have an older, older audience. There are some that are like, hey, I'm doing this to prepare for retirement. One, just so that, my mind stays sharp, but also if I have to supplement income going from, having this job and then now having it cut because you're just getting like your retirement and Social Security or however that goes, whatever. Some people want to just keep their mind sharp. And it's like, hey, I can retire and still be able to do this, make money, and, for whatever reason. So, quite a few people who are just taking it all in, and they might be doing a little something. It's really, really, really a side hustle for them. They will sell some things every now and then, but they're not like hyper focused on it becoming this full-fledged business. So they are taking their time with learning how to do things, learning the efficient way of doing. I'm not going to say the right way, but there are more efficient ways to do things. And that's the thing that they're taking their time to do. So there's no rush. It's not a sprint. It is definitely a marathon. and it will take time to learn all of these different things. Okay, so like this, right? I'm going to come back here. Here is that teaching moment. I did not change my offset. It was still 0.325. However, when it was big like this, 0.325 gave me a really thin outline. Once it was shrunken down, 0.325 gave me a much thicker outline. So I'm going to just sample this color so that you can see. Oops, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Come on. So this is the large one that I just shrunk down. And once I shrunk it down, I duplicated it and I put the exact same offset on it. Y'all see how different that looks? You got one time, and I hate to say it twice, so listen. Cool. That thing is really stuck in my head now. Oh, wait, did it? Well, don't tell me that. Okay, it's okay. I can. Wait, no, is it two things here or just one? Oh, okay, never mind. I know. No. This is correct. I took the transparency down. Okay, so that was right. Do you have a video on offset only? What do you mean? Like, because to show offset does so much. So if you're saying a video explaining everything that you can use offset for, no, because that would be almost impossible. Within Essentials of Silhouette Studio, there is a day that goes over just offset. But as far as like just a video here that just, you know, it's just offset, right? So I can easily just show, okay, you go here, you put offset, and this is what it does. But as far as like how I just said, breaking down, like, okay, it needs to be this size, that's in a class. But if you're having like a specific question, you're always welcome to ask those specific questions about like any tool. Like if you're having trouble struggling with understanding, you know, a certain part of how a tool works, just ask the question. Like, let me know exactly what you are struggling with or need help with, and we can get that answered. Okay, why are you not moving? Seriously, dude? What the hell? Okay, let me do this. Oh, okay, that line is super thin. No, it's still not. Why are you not moving? I'm so confused. Yeah, Silhouette Studio has really been, now mine is acting dumb. Like, and I don't understand why. Nothing is working. Oh my God. One, so that was, I think, because I mean, I know to do this, I know that I'm also on a time crunch, so it's like frustrating. But you guys saw, the only thing I have to do is just move it to a different page. Don't panic. That's one of the first things. Like if you have an issue with Studio, is just move it to a different page, and then it works. Like all that time, pan wouldn't work. It wouldn't select. It wouldn't do anything. All I did was move it to a different page. I didn't do anything special. Just moved it to a different page. Sometimes that's all it takes before you go and you lose your shit and want to crash the hell out. All right. Because the way that I was ready to crash out. What time is it? Oh, let me tell y'all. So I had a call, and the person that called me, they were like, there was somebody in the background, they was explaining who they were talking to, and it was just like, they were trying to give me praises or whatever, and they were just like, and she's just so humble, and I was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not humble at all. I brags. I know. I feel like I am that girl. I am that. You know. I'm the ish. And she was just like, well, you're not like. I was like, wait, I feel like I do kind of put it out there, but she's like, no, she's like, on your content, it's like, yes, you know your stuff, but like, you don't always just go and just say like, I know my ish. I'm like, in my mind, I feel like I've done a lot of content, and that kind of asks me, oh no, oh wait, it didn't print out, so I can cancel this. I don't feel like cutting in 3 places, but I was like, I'm not humble. Trust me, I'm not. I've been told that I'm very, very cocky with it. So I don't think humble really describes me. Oh my God. That was so stupid of me. God was trying to tell me something, y'all. That I was not supposed to move that crown. Because I didn't cut the first crown. Oh, see, look. God tried to warn my little fast tail. Oh, he tried to warn me. Like, girl, what are you doing? Why are you touching shit? Why are you moving ish? And you have not even cut the first one. That's why the ish wouldn't work over here. I honestly believe that's why it would not work. Because I was not supposed to move it in the first damn place. Mm, 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 mm. Look at God. Girl, you was not supposed to be touching nothing. Why are you saying unavailable? Okay, so while it's trying to get its life, I want to see something. Bam. Let's go back to the color, go back to fill, go back to pan. Baby, y'all see that moving? And it wouldn't move before. You know what? I need to slow down because it was trying to say, girl, back the hell up. I'm not supposed to be over here. You not done with glory yet. And you over here trying to work on righteousness. Get your behind back over to the glory. I'm not budging until you take your behind over there and finish glory. Look, now it wants to move. Why? Because I wasn't supposed to be touching it into damn way. Okay, my bad. Thank you for looking out for your girl. My bad. My bad. I'm gonna stay out your business next time, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and stay out your little business because obviously I was in the wrong. Obviously, I needed to mind my damn business. Because I got a whole thing over here that I did not finish. I look at that. And I almost effed up over here too. Good thing my Epson printer goes and tells me, you have a paper mismatch. I'm like, wait a minute, paper mismatch? I just printed on 11 by 17. That is because the print settings reset, and this is set for 8.5 by 11, not 11 by 17. My sisters be trying to look at. They love me. I promise y'all. Now I ain't gonna say that because sometimes they do piss me off. But today, everything kind of loves me, and it's trying to make sure that I don't fall behind. And I appreciate my systems right now. I do. I really, really do. I thank you. You are so awesome. Because I almost effed up and I would have been mad. I almost effed up. Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. If anybody is commenting over on Shaquille Lavell's Facebook page, I am so sorry because guess what? I don't see because I need to open it up on my phone. I am not ignoring you. I completely forgot that it does not show up on StreamYard, and there are 8 comments. My bad, y'all. so sorry if anybody is commenting over. My bad. Let me see. What did I miss over here? Sorry if anybody is commenting. Hold on. Okay, so this is beautiful. Hey, Professor. Everybody wants free 99. Yes, you do. Hello. Okay, awesome. All right, so hold on. Oh, come on. I'm just gonna turn my phone down because I can't get the speaker to turn off. Okay, so that one's cutting out. All right, which one am I missing? All right, I just did glory. I did righteousness. I now need to do. Where are you though? Okay, now you are a new one, so you're not gonna be there. You gotta be over here somewhere. Let's delete you. Okay, oh, there's rejoicing right there. So let's shrink you down so that you can get the proper outline. Wow, wow, wow. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Offset 0.35. Apply. And look at how smooth it's moving now. See what happened when you mind your business? Look at how it's moving. Was not doing that before. Why? Because I was all up in its business when it was trying to stay where it was at so that it could do its job, and I'm all up in its business. That's crazy. It's crazy how that works out. I should have been minding the business that pays me. Obviously, it wasn't silhouette business. And my silhouette said, get you some business, girl. Uh-oh, nope. Send to back. So I talked about this last night in our print and cut workshop, where, and I've had, this is not like I'm, not exclusive to print and cut. I've talked about this in several videos. The one thing that I love about Silhouette Studio is you are able to maximize your paper. So although I went outside of the registration areas, it still printed everything. It still cut everything. The only thing that it did not cut are the areas that were outside of the registration marks. But I make sure they're really small and I can manually cut those. So I just rip that away. And I'm putting a backing on this anyway. So when I cut it from the 11 by 17 paper, just as a regular one, I can use that to know where I'll cut that off at. So love Silhouette because you can maximize it. Now, I probably could have gone a little bit like if I use my Romeo, but I have nowhere to really put that. I probably could have really maximized and it was still cut, but this is how we do that. And we just cut it off. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. No cut. Cut. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Your price is way too high. You need to cut it. Your price is way too high. You need to cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Now y'all literally gonna sit there and just watch me keep turning away from y'all? Oh God. No, no. What is going on? Okay, I'm gonna see how this one comes out. I may have to redo this one because the color came out all weird. Yeah, it gave me some reddish looking color in the corner. That's not how that. So when this one comes out, I gotta see how it's printing because I don't know why it did this little weird color on the end. That's not how that's supposed to be. Alrighty. Let's see here. Hey. Welcome in everybody. Over on Facebook. All right, let's see how this is printing out. Okay, that color looks like it's good. So let's reprint. You know what? It's a good thing it did come out a little crazy. This isn't the greatest anyway, but I just noticed that this white is in here. So we need to fix that anyway. So ungroup. And let me see if my shirts have arrived yet. Can I go pick them up when I go pick up my child? No, they still don't say delivered. Oh my God. The later this gets, the more worried I get. Okay, that came out much better. Don't know what happened, although this has some white on it too. It's not as bad. So we have to reprint this one out because it puts some little weird red haze over the side. So we got to reprint this. Oh, wait. No. Okay, no. Yeah, Rejoice. Okay. That's the right one. And please hold. So guess what? I had it sent, and for some reason, they did not mark it as delivered. It says, hold on, what does it say? So they actually have been at the FedEx since 10 o'clock this morning. And I am pissed because at the top, it's supposed to say delivered and it doesn't, but it says ready for recipient pickup is how they did it. Like it doesn't say delivered to the place. Like, are you freaking kidding me? So it's been there since 10 o'clock. I would have been done with these shirts because it only takes 10 seconds per shirt when it comes to DTF. I literally would have been done with this order. And that sucks. So now I'm going to try and rush to get the shirts before I go get Makai Jeremiah. And turn my heat press on. Because it's up the street. And I'll hopefully be able to get a few of them done before I have to go pick him up. Because once I go get him, I got to go get Zion Imani. But I can probably come home because it's like a 30-minute wait between picking up MJ and Zion Imani. So I might go get the shirts, go get MJ, come back, do a few of the shirts, and then leave to go get, because I probably can get the shirts done in that 30 minutes because it doesn't take long once they are pressed. So, I mean, once I have them, it's not going to take long because it's DTF. But those shirts are there, and I am upset. All right, so let me do this, and then I'm going to leave to go get the shirts because you guys aren't talking to me anyway. So until next time, which one is on there? Rejoicing. Wrong slide. Wrong one. So since you guys aren't talking to me anyway, you aren't asking any questions. I don't know why y'all come on here. I've never seen a group of people where you have an expert who offers up their brain to you every single time, and y'all sit there and scared. What they say, scared money don't make money. I can't believe y'all literally sit here and don't say a word. Just watch somebody breathe instead of getting the help and knowledge. I just don't understand it. I never understand that. But I am out of here, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Whoa. What are you doing? And be incredible. Peace.